Good morning, Dr. Zhang. We are undergraduate students from Curtin, Singapore, and would like to know more about your entrepreneurship journal and anti-aging clinic. So we would like to invite you to join us for an interview. I am Xiaoyan and today I will be interviewing you with Chen Qianxin and Wei Zhang. We would like to inform you that this interview will be recorded and will serve as the basics for job analysis in our entrepreneurship module. Let's get started. First, we would like to ask you what motivated you to start this company? What gave you the idea to start your own business?
First of all, thank you for inviting me. I always want to be in medical field, and I always have passion in helping people. My interest to science longevity was until I was still studying medical in Shanghai Jiao Tong University in early 2000s. Most of my time was occupied with science magazine and article about still cells, genes, and other ways of fighting the disease, which are targeted for all age. But this interest was not only critical, it was also very much a part of one's own life. I was pretty interested by my partner who took care of my grandparents who suffer from heart disease of, and other illnesses. My grandparents were quite active, and health out to the age of 17. Then they became frail. This made me feel useless and angry, thinking why today's medical could not help them more. I learned a lot from this example, and that is why I chose to pursue in document and anti-aging medical during my visit at Tencent Fashion Hospital in Shanghai. During the years, I have come to understand that conventional medical is not very effective when it comes to con and long duration disease.
I see you have personally gone through some situation that made you develop interest in the same. What was the process of changing from being a medical specialist to a decision to open your own business in the support of anti-aging medicines?
Indeed, those experiences was critical as I went on doing my medical practical. I ensured that I was public on current development on anti-medicine. This was due to people such as Dr. Aubrey Gray and Dr. Kenyon, who were questioning the general theories that aging is a process. They were coming out with new treatments that could not only increase life expectancy, but also health years of life. I decided to introduce to China there was anything but late such technology. The moment I decided to start my business was during the year 2012 when I was attending a conference on recognized medical in Tokyo. Here I had a pleasure to introduce myself to Dr. Hinosha Nakamura, a STEM called science who is invited to the physical trail of age reality macular degeneration. It was impossible. It was possible, and I could not help being invaded by his escape and choice. I left the confinement to start my own anti-aging company. Ho- However, I was, I was well prepared and I knew what I was going to face in the coming days. I did not have any business background. I have very skeptical to start, and most of my friends currently in the medical profession were not very supportive. There were those who confirmed me, you are sensitive and you are now beginning to dabble in this unknown category. You will be done for. But I was undeterred. But my passion towards anti-aging medical to deserve to help people live through the process.
It must have it must have been quite a decision to make at the time, I would imagine. What were the main difficulties that you met at the initial stage of your business and how you solved them?
Okay, it was in me very intimidating. I experienced launching anti in Shanghai in 2013 and put all the saving I had into it. The most scientifically difficult was to grant a group of friendly people who support my ideas. That is why I understood that to be successful, I have to cooperate with leading scientists and research centers and provide to the safety of the arguments and service. At a central point, I lost confidence, and there were times I would want to cry. Some of the major challenges that were cited in China include me the final pressure, lack to support from the medical professional, and the problems associated with running a business. Nevertheless, when a party go better and or when I hear incredible story of how our treasure and positive affect someone's life, it was enough to get me back on track. And I never strayed from my objective, which was to find the way of the engine, the quality of life of people. Look back, I realized that the this destination to start launching driver by a com- combination of factors. It included my love and entering a science, this coupling with Translational medical. The goal to improve people's lives and individual a mark gap. But that and at the end of the days, it was about the fight of what I do of the crazy I was realized from the other people.
You are a very determined person, and I must say that it is very inspiring. When you turn your gaze ahead, what do you hope for the future of your company and the anti-aging medicine industry?
Okay, thank you. Turning to the future, I I am still pretty appreciative of the I am impressed chasing perspective of about the process of hating and going medical to change approach to and going in the social. Of course, the many interests that remind how to create durable and student payment, how to overcome the prejudice posed by the regulatory system, how to deal with the consequences of longer lifespan for individuals and the society. However, I think that if this spell will has the totally for improve the quality of life during the late due of the human life, thereby making the world a better place to live in. Still, I'm not aiming to create only successful business. I want to change the way the world thinks about aiming to longevity. Is something that I don't want to say as I grow old and get big. This is my dream. A world in which it will be as noble to live 100 and at least today to be at 60, and where people will be able to not only more years but also more years of healthy and active life. It was quite a lofty objective, but I thinking that it's possible. I could myself lucky to be able to work with a group of very titled professional people who also hold this mission dear. Together, I am sure that we can change the world towards aiming of my maybe and maybe find the fountain of yours. This is what motivates me and made me optimistic of the future.
Before we beginning, let me tell you about the resources that you have when you began running Longxing anti-aging clinic. What did you have at your disposal in terms of the financial resources and other resources?
Next page is the picture of me signing the rent connect when I opened launching ending and playing client in 2030. I know very well that I'm running a new world of business with this process of risk. Since I was not very familiar with my business aspect of the performance, I have only $1,050,000 that I have earned during my time as a business still was a lot of money. It was not sufficient to establish a hospital and clinic. Being in a business medical equipment and wage of personnel are some of the pressure that were completely inside. I have to be careful with the money I spend. I begin by coming up with a small clinic estate business requirements such as furniture and equipment and employing only a few employees as such as the nurses and managers. And we had to manage each when we had to make sure that we could thrive.
Looking at this situation, one can see that the lack of funds was a major problem. However, what about the tangible resources? What did you find yourself in the early stage of your career? Did you have any network or mentor?
Yes, the financial is not only one of components of the problem. Anyway, it was the second one. No less important were the people who could help me with advice, support, and sometimes even protection. I have developed my network in anti-aging medicine in Denmark for more decades in United States as well as the other countries. I also had the policy of working with some the most influential people in the side, include Dr. Xu Wenzhou, and in those increasing and specialists in hormone replacement through Dr. Xu. And Dr. Xu was my surprise at the Russian hospital, and that was my first point to connect. And he was then very in the beginning. Age management medical has been this scheming in many instances because of the many quite practitioners, but when I presented to him my evidence-based approach and vision of the clinic, he agreed to act as a consultant and introduce me to other professionals in the field. Apart from the Dr. Xu, I got in connect with my fellow interview and former classmates from the Shanghai Jiao Tong University. Most of them were fairly successful in their professions, which include medical, business, among others. I was also want to thank you, Dr. Liu Zhang, who was a great help in this project. A young girl and current mission is her PhD in system called biology. She helped bring into our treatment as launching some of the most scientific approach that were verifiable at this time.
This is what it seemed like. Your network was highly useful in the establishment of the clinic. How did you come about in identifying resources in a manner that other people may not have done?
Yes, surprising enough, my family had to name ones as most useful and great sources that I used. My both parents and daughter, and they used to guide me to the medical advice, which I found very helpful. At first, they got worried when I decided to go for opening the clinic due to the risks that are associated with it. They applied the notice I have. They helped in the various ways they could. For example, I could help myself to one of the rooms in their apartment which they were not using. This would have cost of me a lot of money in rent. My mother, who was a critical by personal support me in the administrative work such as purchasing of medical and maintaining of the rewards of the practice. This enabled me to pay more attention to credit and management side of the business, which was very critical the in in the stage, and also in the encouragement that I realized from my parents was quality scientific. It was my sports science that always kept the encouraging me to cultural student. The fact that they did believe in me and my dream when sometimes I could even believe in myself was enough to keep my life moving, keep me moving. And it brings back memory and of the basic base of the company, which include page perseverance and compassion, in especially during this time of change.
What problems did you meet at the initial stage of the clinic development with all those resources available, and how did you solve them?
Uh, it's a lot difficult of the launching and what not applies of the case given the fact China have a big medical laws. And the most important change was to keep the confidence of the public and the invasion of the anti-cheating business. And this is what was the biggest purpose that we're entering in first year of the project, like patients. The legend of Popular was known very award of 18 agent medical and therefore could not easily transfer patients to come to us. In order to address this college, I chose to go ahead to do what may be a concern what unconvention that is to prefer field health talk and text in the retirement homes. This was the big, big risk as it involved a lot of time and money. But I felt that showing what our treatment can do first, hence would apply to a very important target group, the baby boomers. Thankfully, the pressure effort and the talks were well reminded, and some of the residents become our first consumers. People got to know, and within a few months, we had a constant string of parties which enable us to make a reference for the first time. I was realized that in order to solve business problem, one has to be creative, will to take a risk and be fixed.
In light of those first years, what do you think made Longxing successful possible?
I think that my reliance for Longxing's situation will hard work and physically as a team. We had a few rich as a team, we have a few resources and were determined to prove ourselves by following the research business parties and were ready to take risks. The commitment to our vision of being the best and scientific care back anti-aging treatment help us address the public and the professionals debate. In addition, the issue of the teamwork was also highlighted as another silent lesson learned. It's impossible to be successful today and work alone. And it was doubly important in found expression of company development as anti-aging medicine in this common the collaboration with university and biotech and energy companies and regions both in China and overseas has been crucial for us. They have made it possible for us to relate to the proven research and provide us particularly with the best treatment option. Wei Zhang will have also able to create a very close canteen environment as well. We host seminars and conferences to create awareness to public on the treatment to create awareness to public on the recruitment trends of anti-aging medicine, and this even helped in sharing knowledge between the parties, doctor and scientists through um, that encourage everyone in the fight aging to to fight against distance to survey for improving the quality of the people life, quality of life of people.
It's rather encouraging to observe the important role that collaboration and community have taken. What would you like to see for Longxing and the area of anti-aging medicine in the future?
The future is still not clear, and it will be changing, affecting technological and some social economic interest in the advancement of anti-aging treatments. It is one thing to create safe and efficient aging, create safe, efficient intervention aging that could be used by many people. It's another create intervention that are safe, efficient, and applicable for most people. We also have to develop plans that could enable the social prepare for the aging population. Nonetheless, I'm quite sure that experience and resourcefulness of our team and passion for our work will be able to make an advance for this area. And Housing Foundation is based on the idea for the growth and the anti-aging medicine, and the idea that one could be able to live a long, healthy, and happy life. We will keep working as hard as we've been doing, and as efficiently as we have been doing since the policy commenced. And this quality will aid us for face future changing and grab every chance to make sure that socially group aging in the right manner.
And when you first opened launching anti-aging clinic, how much importance did you give to having control over the business. Did you feel that it was important for you to be in control of every aspect of the business?
Absolutely. At first, I was very much focused on the control of each and every aspect of the business. Being a young entrepreneur with a medical background, I had a feel that I should be uh, engaged in each decision made in the company. I want everything to be perfect, starting from the construction of the clinic to the evidence we use. I was involved each and every effort and sometimes even used to redo the work until I was fully satisfied. This attention to detail can be partly due to my medical background, where one has to be very careful not to make a mistake. But there was also the personal motivation the as the child of the successful parents. I always want to uh, establish myself as an uh, individual, not someone who simple grow in the footsteps of their parents.
It seems like you were quite involved. In what way did this need for cultural impact your clinic's growth and development?
Okay, sorry. At first, it means that being invited into all action of the clay was the best way to go, but as time passed, I came to understand was this competitive, and I was too much of a micromanagement, and my control issue led to limit innovation and digital marketing. One of the most biggest examples of this problem was when we had the pressure new equipment. I hesitated, and I want to break down the section of small companies. But my team was pressuring me to act fast as we were losing part to compete. Or way better to it was at the moment that I understood that I need to give more responsibility to my team in order to accomplish the goals.
I appreciate your time and insights that you have shared with us today regarding your experience. I'm certain that our audience will be vastly encouraged by it.
Okay, thank you.